What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel. Welcome back to the Chicago Bears Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on the channel. And welcome to the off season of number 8. Season number 8 has come and gone. And we won the Super Bowl for the 7th straight time. I don't care about spoiling anymore. I am too hyped that we won the Super Bowl for the 7th straight, not 7th straight season, but 7th time in this series. And now we are going on to the off season, headed into season number 9. I have not looked at any of these free agents. Hopefully, we got some big ones. We got John Riggins, 98 overall running back. We don't need a running back unless we want to move on from Bo Jackson. We got him under contract for 8 years. We got quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson has nobody bidding on him. We might offer Lamar Jackson a contract. You know what? Let's lowball Lamar Jackson, offer him a contract. That'd be nice to have him on the team. 9 years in the league, still a speedy boy. Hopefully nobody comes in on him, because the contract I'm offering is not a good one. A 2-year, $4 million deal for Lamar Jackson. Now we got Zach Evans, DeAndre Swift. Our running backs are very good. I don't think we need one. Fullback is Ezekiel Elliott. We got that. Wide receivers: Johnny Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Randall St. Felix, KJ Hill is here. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Henry Ruggs III, Michael Pittman Jr., Andy Isabella. There are some interesting names here, especially KJ Hill, 85 overall. I'm going to take an offer. He doesn't have anybody looking at him right now, so I might as well capitalize while I can. 3-year, $12 million deal for KJ Hill. That would shore up our wide receiver core. Tight ends, we need a third tight end because Travis Kelce retired. If you didn't see that in the bottom of the screen on the little ticker thing, it said that Travis Kelce had retired. So Darnell Washington, 88 overall, out of Georgia. He might be our big money free agent that we get. 4 years, $30 million for the tight end out of Washington. Right? Out of Georgia. My bad. Left tackle, we are very good. Very, very good. Ooh, Paris Johnson's here, though. I have wanted Paris Johnson, and he has nobody bidding on him. Let's see if we can get Paris Johnson on a cheap deal. I tried to trade for Paris Johnson earlier in the series, but he wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get it to go, so we're going to see if we can get Paris Johnson. Left guard, John Hanna's still here. He's good. Center, we have our center, Clay Webb, I think is his name. He's going to be good for us, so we don't need anybody there. Larry Allen at right guard, doesn't need anybody to change that. There's nobody there that could compete with him. And right tackle, nobody to compete with Isaiah Wilson. So we move on to the defensive side of the ball. We've got Brian Brees at a 91 overall. Can't compete with Miles Murphy, so no reason going after him. And YGM is still there, so we don't need a left end. A right or a defensive tackle we could do with another one. If there's anybody here, there's not anybody. Anybody that could take over the second string. Right end, Jonathan Allen and Nick Bosa. This guy's got a lot of points on him. Desmond Evans out of North Carolina. What are you looking like? Are you a decent player? You're all right, I guess. I don't know. We got left outside linebacker. Looks like Khalil Mack finally did retire. We don't really need anybody here, so we'll move on. Tough Borland, middle linebacker. I do like Tough Borland. Patty Fisher's got an offer on him. Miles Jack, 31 years old. Ben Burkervin, 82 overall. He's the one who picked us off in the Super Bowl. I'll make an offer on Tough Borland. Not a crazy deal. We don't really need a middle linebacker, so. See if I can get a $2.5 million on him. There we go. 2 years, $2.5 million for Tough Borland. Ooh, Montez Sweat and Jadeveon Clowney. Montez is 30. Clowney's 34. Big Cat Bryant's here at 28. I would like to have Montez Sweat, but he's currently being targeted by somebody else. Let's see if we can get Clowney in here. We tried to offer Clowney last season, I remember, but he did not want to accept the lowball offer. Will he accept this lowball offer? 1 year, $2 million. I mean, you're 34 years old, Clowney. You don't need to be getting any crazy money deals. Now, over the past couple of seasons, we've gone after some corners. We've brought in Alontae Taylor 1 year. Greedy Williams is here. 88 overall, 29 years old. I would like to have Greedy Williams. We don't really need Greedy Williams, but we could trade him. Just like Tre'Davious White, we could trade if we get him on a friendly contract, a team-friendly contract. $3 million is very team-friendly. Marlon Humphrey. I'm sure somebody would want Marlon Humphrey as well. Who wouldn't want Marlon Humphrey? So we'll look to trade those guys. Free safety, Eddie Jackson's here, 87 overall. Let's bring him in just to trade him. $1.5 million. And we got Landon Collins at an 84 overall. It would be nice to bring him in to trade him. He is 33, so people might not want him. So we're going to have to definitely get a cheap deal on him, just in case we have to stick with him. I'll give him $1.9 million. Then we got our kicker, Justin Tucker. And our punter. So there it is. There are our big free agent signings for this off season. Our big money deal is obviously Darnell Washington, along with we gave a lot of money to, who did we give a lot of money to? We gave a lot of money to Eddie Jackson, and we're giving a lot of money to Paris Johnson. So let's simulate the first period of free agency, see how many of these guys sign, see how many of them reject. See if we get any of these lowball offers. Okay, scroll down. We got Marlon Humphrey, so we can trade him. We got KJ Hill, that's big. Darnell Washington, the big money free agent for this offseason, is coming to Chicago. We got Greedy Williams, and we got Tre'Davious White. So that is big, big, big news. We can trade. Now we got some trade pieces. Mostly defensive guys, but still. Let's do a little bit of upgrading. It's probably just Calvin Johnson. And we can do a little bit of scouting before we go into the next set of free agency. Just get some of these lower guys scouted just to have them. Okay. Now we can go into the second period of free agency. Check the negotiations real quick. We still got Jackson Everybody else still does not have an offer on the board besides ours. So that's perfect. The biggest fish to fall so far is Savell Smalls. He's going to Detroit. John Riggins still out here. You know what? John Riggins is a 98 overall. If we get him on a deal, like, we could trade this man 98 overall. That'd be huge. A $5 million deal. We could also trade Baker as well. I mean, we'd be finessing like crazy. Let's advance the week. See who we get. Scroll down. We got Paris Johnson. That's big. Jadeveon Clowney's coming. Landon Collins is coming. And Eddie Jackson is coming. So, some more big signings. Some more trade pieces. Just sign a cover, scout a couple more of these lower tier draft picks just in case we need to take one. Upgrade Calvin Johnson even though he doesn't need it. And let's get right into the next period, the third one. Check the negotiations. All we got is Riggins, Jackson, and Tuff Borland. And there's still some big names here. Broderick Jones signs. Some more opportunities to sign some cheap deals and trade pieces. Every little bit helps, especially when you're trying to get some legendary players. You need all the high overalls that you can get, so we're going to go for these guys, even though we don't need them. We're still going to try and trade these bad boys away. There we go. Oh, I forgot to get Walker Little. Does Walker Little have anybody on him? That is the question. No, Walker Little does not have anybody on him, so we will try and sign Walker Little. He's got a hefty deal. We got to drop that down a lot. Almost there. There we go. $6.5 million for Walker Little. And now we will sim to the last period of free agency. See if we sign any of those guys. We got John Riggins. Good trade piece. We got Zach Evans. We got Walker Little. And we got Baker Mayfield. So we didn't get Lamar Jackson, but we did get Baker Mayfield. Let's do a last-minute scouting of some of these lower-end college athletes. There we go. And last one. There. So now we can upgrade Calvin Johnson because it's probably, yep, he's the only one we have left. Even though it's glitched for some reason. It's been glitched like that for like 6 years now. And we are moving on to the NFL draft. So a huge free agency this time. We got a lot of good trade pieces. Especially John Riggins, the highest overall player in the free agency we got. So he's going to be a huge piece to the puzzle. So we didn't sign Lamar Jackson, we didn't sign Tuff Borland. They both make it to free agency. So maybe in the season number 9 in like the off-season camera stuff that I do, maybe I'll sign those two guys to deals. We don't really need them, but it would be nice to have them. There's some big names that made it to free agency, so we could be adding to the piece. Now let's start the NFL draft. I have no idea what our pick is. We can pause it. Our pick is 19. How many picks do we have, actually? I should check that. Let's see. Trade Center. Check the picks real quick. We have a pick in the first round at 19, and then we don't have another pick till the third round. We have a lot of fourth rounders. A lot of fourth rounders coming up. So we might take a first round pick. We don't need anybody, I don't think. Let's skip to the user pick. If we don't see anybody that we like, then we'll trade it. Pick number 19. Anybody here good? Bryson Lennon out of North Dakota State looks decent, I guess. Not anything to write home about. Von Friedman. Kind of gross, actually. Any quarterback? Oh, these quarterbacks are hot garbage. Jackie Cromartie out of South Carolina. Not looking too good. This draft class is garbage. Tavon Westbrook. Let's see, we could do with maybe another defensive end. Probably a right-sided defensive end. These guys are all garbage. A D tackle, Tim Bryant. Anybody here looking good? Anybody here worth taking? This guy might be worth taking. Dwayne Cody. He's projected to be a late third rounder. He looks pretty decent. We could get him. I'm gonna add him to the board. Just in case I decide to take it. Miles Moses. This player decided not to participate in the combine. Interesting. I'm going to mark him down. And I'll mark you down. So we have some options. We don't need any corners, so we can skip over corner. Okay, then let's go to scouted. These are the people that we have scouted. Guy looks all right. Okay, here's our draft board. So we have a guy, a D tackle, and 2 middle linebackers. One guy who decided not to go to the combine, but he's got the best tackling pursuit and play rec out of all these guys. He's out of UCF. Do we take a chance on Miles Moss? He's projected a third rounder, and it's the first round right now, so I think we could trade back and get all 3 of those guys possibly. So let's trade the pick. This might be a bad idea, but let's see if there's anything here. Not a whole lot. We could try and trade the pick manually. Maybe this is the time that we get Reggie White. Let's go to the Jets and find out. Ooh. Interesting. They need a running back, and we have John Riggins. Oh, Reggie White's going to be so hard to get. Man, that's 2 guys in the green and the first round pick that's up right now. Reggie White's just too hard to get. So let's move forward. Let's trade away the pick. Anybody offer me something real good? Second round picks, a first round pick next year. That's probably the best offer.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
I'll take the first round pick. And now we can skip to our pick in the third round. Hopefully all 3 of those guys are still there. Make your selection. Let's look at the draft board. And none of the guys are there. All right. So all 3 of them are taken. Interesting. So now we just trade because we're not going to draft anybody if none of those guys are available. So let's just look and see what we got offers for. I'm not going to do any manual ones. That's just, I don't have any ideas of anybody I want. So any good offers? Any good offers? I'd like multiple picks. So this one by the Eagles is probably the best one.
What the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming here.
So let's do that. And then we skip to the next user pick. We got a lot of 4th rounders, so we should be able to get a decent amount of picks back. Any multiples? I don't really want any ones in this year's draft, so I'll keep trading for next year.
I think that means a trade is coming.
Keep going.
Bears are now on the clock.
And let's review it. Pick 30 in the 4th round. Anybody with multiple offers? No. I'm just going to stick with 2028 picks. I don't want any more picks in this draft. I already have enough.
The Bears are now on
Skip and trade this pick away. Anybody with 28? Jets are offering a 2020. I'll give the Jets a 2020. Or I'll give the Jets my pick. And now we're moving to the 5th round now. We're flying through this draft.
The Bears are now on the clock.
This one, people are offering more 4th round picks. The Texans.
Gentlemen, we've got a trade.
Who else is offering picks? 6th round now.
Bears are now on the clock.
I will obviously take Mr. Irrelevant. I do every year, or every year that I have Mr. Irrelevant. Let's take the higher overall.
This pick is trading teams.
Okay, now the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Come to Papa. Who's available? Rashawn Bozeman out of Liberty. Zach O'Neal out of Arkansas State. If I'm going to draft anybody, it probably should be a defensive end or something. Let's take Zach O'Neal out of Arkansas State. He will be Mr. Irrelevant for this year. I do want to quickly check and see what his overall was. He is a 59 overall. Fantastic. He'll be on our practice squad. Upgrade players, just Calvin Johnson, of course. Okay, adjust the roster. We got a lot of trade pieces. This upcoming off-camera trading thing is going to be very must-see. I'll just let you guys in on that little secret because we got a lot of trade pieces here. A lot of running backs that we could trade. Let's just get rid of this guy because he's absolute garbage. A lot of people could be on the move. Okay, just cutting all the dead weight, the gross guys. Ooh, I could trade him. Oh, Khalil Mack didn't retire. He's still on the team. 13 years in the league. He's just losing his overall. He probably should retire. Ryan Shazier, 34, 13 years in the league, still playing. He's a 66 overall. I feel bad for him at this point. But he's got a lot of Super Bowls to his name, so might as well keep going. I mean, we're paying him. We're not paying him a lot, but we're paying him. Let's get rid of all this dead weight. I hope in the upcoming season there's a couple teams that we play that we haven't played ever. That'd be a nice little change. Okay, we cut all the dead weight off the team. We don't need to change any positions, I don't think. Actually, you know what? We have a lot of left tackles, and we could move one of them. What would Amari Knight be at? Because this will decide if I trade him. What is he going to be at left guard? Amari Knight at left guard. is an 85 overall. So we might keep him around. Not a bad shout. And now we can skip to the preseason, where I will do my annual trading, trying to fix the team, get the lineup set for the regular season. And that is the off season of season number 8. If you guys did enjoy, remember to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and hit the subscription button while you're down there. It only takes a few seconds, if that, and it really does help me out. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the off season. Well, not in the off season, but I'll see you guys in the trading thing. You guys know what I mean. See you next time.